Okay, so I've finished my 7 rows of the toe area, and you can count them by going by counting kind of the little arrow pattern. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's my reference tail. The reference tail is on top of the project. You can kind of see the toe is open, and here's the other side, right? So the loop that I'm on is the last in the row. So here's my reference tail, here's my last loop. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch directions. So instead of on the chunky blanket where to start your next row, you do an extra loop in this hole, you're actually gonna skip that one and you're gonna go around the opposite way. And you're also going to stop short. Sorry, I'm kind of going sideways here. And you're going to stop short one loop of the reference tail. The reference tail is here, so we need to do this one more. So there we go. So we have 2 of the kind of short loops, and this is going to be the top of the sock. This is the bottom of the sock. So what we're doing is we're creating more material for the heel, or the turn in the heel here. So that's our first row in our heel. So I'm going to go ahead and continue going back, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Again, I'm going to skip this one right here. I'm going to go to the left and go continue around. Again, trying to keep all of my loops the same. Looking for my reference tail. Okay, so let's see here. Here's my reference tail. And I should actually be right here. So we have 1. Actually, no, I was right. So you can get turned around pretty quick. So there's that. All right, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to continue again in the next row. And the idea is to make a kind of diagonal. So if you look at the project sideways, here's the reference tail. You can see how we have the heel. So we just did 5. So that's the row that we just did. So our next row, if you want to lay it flat with the toe on the bottom, is we're going to do 3. And you can kind of see it better in the pyramid. 2, 3, and then the very last row in the heel is going to be only 1 loop. All right. So then we do the 1 loop, and there we have it. So that is the heel, right? So you have this kind of nice pyramid-looking project where you can see that the back of here's a reference tail, so that the back of the project has kind of this diamond shape, and you can see on the front the interior of the project. So what we do from here is we basically keep going. So now what we're going to do is connect them all again and start back with our just regular 1 for 1, and that will create a nice bend in the sock. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. So at this point you can go to the left or you can go to the right, whichever one you're comfortable with. I think I'm going to go to the left because it works out better for me. So the end result, whether or not you go to the right or the left, is going to be the same. But when you connect it, and make sure that you're always working your yarn from the interior, drawing loops to the exterior. And that was the first, so if you're, and just keep this in mind right here. And we just do the rest of it in a straight loop, or straight, straight across and just keep on going. So this is 1.5, because I started on the back side. Here's the reference tail. I started on the back side in front. So here's 1.5, and you can see how it's kind of starting to turn. And the goal is that you don't want to have any huge gaps in here. So making sure that you still have 9 loops is really important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're good to go. And basically I'm going to finish off this part with the rest of this skein and just keep on going. I'll do that for a couple more rows so you can see what it looks like, but and not everybody, I'm just trying to speed through this, so I apologize. And you can go back and adjust your loops and the yarn in order to make it as uniform as possible. But I'm just gonna charge right on through here. To get a little bit better picture for you of what the heel looks like. And I'm just kind of working my way around. What customers can do is they can lay it flat. Sometimes if you're working like this, the tendency for most is for the yarn to cone out. So instead of having a tube, you end up with a kind of cone. So we're trying to avoid that. I'm going to go back around to my reference point, to my reference tail. I think that the amount of space that you need is probably 3 to a table. Oh, I kind of bypassed my, so there's my reference loop. So I went 1 past my reference loop, that's okay. So for illustration purposes, here you can see, you play around with it just a little bit, fluff it up. Now this is, I would like to say, of course, that this is a decorative stocking. It is not lined. If you put something in it, things will fall out of it, and there's not really a hook necessarily that is in there. So it's kind of really purely for decorative purposes. All right, I'm going to pause the video again, and then we'll do it back when we get up to the cuff portion.